I got this cake order while we were preparing for our graduation work, Apex Batch 26. So I decided to join it among my graduation cake work. Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Bake with Apex. How are you doing? If this is your first time of joining, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and like. So I joined it with our graduation work. It was a very small cake, and while my students were busy doing their own graduation, I decided to cover this cake when the cake was already baked. So I continued by trimming the excess part, butter coat it, crumb coat it, and then decided to cover it with white fondant. Of course, it was from FCMB. Yes, FCMB Bank for their customer week. So while my students were busy doing their own, I decided to do it sharply, even though there was no time for that. But it was a mini cake and a very small cake without much design. I don't have any particular design for this cake, but I decided to just cover it with white since their color is white, purple and yellow. So I know it won't take me much time doing whatever necessary to be done on the cake. So this was me covering it with white, using paneling method, and also smoothing all the body before cutting the excess part. Some of you will be wondering why I always cover my cake with a very thin fondant. Yes, here is Sokoto, and most people over here will tell you we don't want much sugar, and here is very difficult for people to pay for cake. Yes, I know in places like Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, people cover cake with thick fondant. Yes, I'm aware of that, and I also know how to do that. But here in Sokoto, people don't pay much for cake. For the fact that they don't pay much for cake, you don't need to waste your fondant on their cake. If I should tell you how much this cake costs here in Sokoto, you'll be very surprised. But then I don't have much to lose. So what I do is just to roll my fondant very flat so that I will not waste my fondant on it, as long as it's going to cover smoothly and neatly. So I'm done covering the cake, and this is time to decorate. And they only needed purple and yellow. I didn't even waste much time putting much color on my fondant. I just pick as little as can make and design the cake. And at this point, I don't even have a design for this cake. It was just what was coming on my head I was just doing here. Let me just put this cake in order and keep it aside and concentrate on my student graduation work so that they will not make any mistake. This was me putting some of the design and making some beautiful student flowers on the cake. A very simple flowers. Most of you know this design of these beautiful roses. Very simple roses to make. So I decided to use all the remaining fondant, yellow and purple, to just put this flower in order. At this point, it was done to me that these are all the design I'm going to be putting on this cake, since I already have the sticker and the topper. So it will be doing a lot of marvelous work on the cake. And here comes the cake. Yes, very fine, simple and gorgeous. FCMB pension customer week. So guys, how do you see this cake? Very portable and simple. Thank you for watching. See you again in our next video. Bye.